Today, we are going to see how to make a Raffle template in Excel to automatically draw a winner from a list that you have. It doesn't matter if you want to work with people's name or with products, items, or anything else, because it's going to work. Right now, my table has 29 rows, but if it increase the length, the height with thousands of new rows, it's going to work as well. The range updates automatically for you. And to create this Raffle in Excel, you basically need a list of the things we want to draw. And then we are going to use some formulas in Excel to help us with this drawing system. And then we are going to have this result: winner, name, winning ticket, and also the prize amount. But of course, you don't need to use all this information. If you want to use different ones, you can adapt this layout that I'm going to show you to match with your own idea, with your own goal. But anyway, let's start step by step from scratch, build this Raffle template in Excel. The first thing we need is to think about what we are going to draw. And in my case, I'm going to draw people's name, but you can also use products, for example, or any other kind of item, let's say. But the important thing is try to figure out what you are going to use to draw. In my case, people's name, right? So let's get started with the header, and then we can move on to the section where we are going to draw a winner. The header is important because it gives the template a meaningful name. Just by looking at it, you know exactly what's going on in this area. I always like to start with the first row of Excel to select everything, and then I can go to the Home tab, maybe use a color that I like. I don't even know what color I can use right here. Let's say yellow. And as the second row, to create a different theme row, we can go with a dark red color. This second row, I want to, in between second and third row, click, hold, and drag upward to make it thinner. And the first one, I want to increase the length, the height of this first row. And I think it's important to give it a name, such as Raffle template. Enter. And if you want, you can also increase the font size quite a bit to make it easier to read and also to stand out. And we can organize the alignment maybe to the left. And let's change the font color to this dark red as well. Put everything in bold and also use some different effects as well. Okay, guys, I think the header is done. Now we can move on to the second part of the video, that is to create the section where we are going to insert the items, or in my case, the people's name. And we need to work in the formulas that are going to help us automatically draw a winner. And to create this section where we are going to have the items or the people's name, I want to skip a couple of rows just to give a blank area. And then maybe on the 7th row, I want to start with something like full name, maybe the ticket number, and also the amount bought, for example. Why I'm using those columns? What is the idea behind those names right here? Let's say the full name is where I can enter the name of the person, that is the participant, right? Let's say the first one is Anna Smith, enter. She bought the ticket that is #001, or the first one, enter. And the total amount she paid was $25. One important detail is we can convert the number into currency. So click on the number, go to the Home tab, change General to Currency. Basically, you can use both currency or accounting. The difference is currency is going to insert the $sign just next to the number. But if you choose accounting, it's going to space out the $sign to the number, but it doesn't change the structure or anything else. It's just the layout, the visuals. The first name is here, and because we now have the header and also the second row where we have the information, it's time to convert it into a table. And it's very important to change the standard range of Excel to a table itself. It has many benefits that I'm going to show you. Select everything, go to the Insert tab, and then Table, And make sure you click the option My Table Has Headers, and then OK. One of the benefits to use a table in Excel is whenever you need to input new information, you don't need to change the formatting. Let's say amount. You don't need to insert again the $sign, format as currency, and etc. You just go to the next blank row, in this case row number 9, and the next person, that is the participant, is going to be John Paul. Enter. His ticket is #002, and the amount again 25 what? $25. So it's working. This is a benefit to use a table in Excel. As you add new information, the table grows the range automatically. Another benefit is when we are working with the formulas, let's say I only have two people right now, two participants in this raffle. Excel, by the formulas, know exactly the size of my range, the height, 2 rows. But if we keep adding information and now we have 1,000 different rows, 1,000 rows, the formula will also grow the range as well. So this is why I think that using a table is very important, because the range is dynamic. If it grows, the range within the formula also grows. And as we add new information, the range grows as well. I'm going to just pause the video real quick to add more names right here in this list. Then I'm going to show you how we are going to do the third part, that is the actual draw a winner itself. Now guys, I already have my full list of names, and today I have 31 rows in this list, but it doesn't mean I need always to work with 31 rows, because I can increase the length of this table, right, as we saw before, because it's going to work. Now here to the right, we need to do some extra calculations to help us determine which is the first row of our table and which is the last row of our table. This is very important because Excel will know automatically where to start and where to end the drawing process. Right here, I want to write something like number of rows. To know the number of rows that we have in this table, it's very easy. We actually can count the names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. But imagine if we do it manually, it's going to take a long time. And if we insert more names, it's going to be a new problem, okay? Because we're going to need to count everything again. So to automate this task, we can go with the formula equals count A. The count A formula helps us to count all the cells within a range that has something. Let me go to count A, double click, 1, 2 to select. And the only thing we need to do is to select the range where we have the full name. Do not select the header because we don't want to include the header in the calculation. What is important are the information underneath the header, the names. Click, hold, and drag to select the range, like this. If you hit enter, Excel returns 24. But why 24? Because we have 24 names right here. And something, in my case, is easy to know because the first ticket is the number 1 and the last one is the number 24. So it's sequential, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I have 24 rows. Why is important? Because now I can calculate the first row and the last row. And by knowing the first and the last row, and also the things I have in between, the total rows I have, I can calculate the winning number or the winning row. And by the winning row, between those rows that we have, we can return the full name, the ticket, and also the amount. The first row is always going to be this row right here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever happens, right? The first row is always number 8. The last row is always be the row 31st. No, it doesn't make sense because in this case I have 31 rows, but I could have 31,000 rows. In this case, we need to use the number of rows and the first row to calculate the last row. How is that possible? We can just do a simple calculation. Equals 24 plus 8. 24 adds to 8. Enter. Last row is going to be 32, but we know it's not true because it's 31. In this case, we can just calculate an offset that is -1 to make the subtraction of one number. And then we have the correct result, 31st. And it's always going to work. Let me show here an example. Let's say I add a new person, David Smith. So the hash is going to be the ticket 025, $25, the ticket David bought. Now we have as the first row number 8, and the last one, 32nd. And as we can analyze right here, it's pretty much working. And as the winning number, we can calculate a random number between 8 and 32. Let's say our first number is number 8, and the last number of our interval of our range is 32. We need to calculate a number in between those two, starting from 8 and going up to 32. By a formula that can help us doing this calculation is equals RANDBETWEEN, because it returns a number based on those arguments, the first and the last argument. We define a range of numbers. RANDBETWEEN, double click, 1, 2. As the bottom number, I'm going with 8, comma, and as the top number, 32. Now the range is defined. I can close parentheses, hit enter. Okay, 30. In this case, the 30 is the winning number. But who is the number 30? Number 30 may be this row right here, Victor, right? So he's the winning of this draw. So we already have a winner. But if you want to draw it again, what we can do? We can use the F9 key. Every time you press the F9 key, Excel recalculates the formula. Going a couple more columns to the right, let's say starting in the cell G4, I want to do the actual layout for this Raffle template. And the first information I want to return, I may select the first and the second cell, because I want to merge and center those cells together. And in between G and H, I can click, hold, and drag to the right, just to increase the width. I want to insert here the winner name, enter. And in the cell underneath, I can again couple two cells together, select everything, align in the middle and horizontally and vertically, go to borders, all borders, increase the font size to the winner name label quite a bit, put everything in bold, change the background color. Maybe we can use here a dark red to match with our layout. And just right here, guys, I want to retrieve the winner name. But instead of only retrieve the winner name, we can also return the winning ticket and the prize amount. Let me select this entire cell. I can copy, Control C, skip one row, go into the second, and then Control V. And one more time, we can do the same process. The second card, we can call it winning ticket to return the ticket itself. And as the last label, we can go with price amount. And in this card, we can return the total amount, the addition of this entire value, this entire column. Let's start with the price amount because it's easier. It's just equals sum. Double click, 1, 2. I want to make an addition of all those numbers within the amount column. Hit enter. $625. Let me increase the font size quite a bit. Put everything in bold. Okay, that's it. Maybe the winning ticket we can increase quite a bit as well, the font size. Now to retrieve the winning ticket and also the winner name, we can use a formula that is the index formula. Because the index formula, based on the row we give it, it returns the information that we have in the current row. So let me go here to the winner name, and to calculate the winner, we can use equals index formula. 1, 2, double click to select. As the array, I want to select the entire column, not only the range where I have the names, but the whole column A, where I have the information I need. So click on the letter A. Okay, select everything, comma. In the row number argument, we can use this winning number criteria. Click on the winning number, hit enter. And every time we have a winning number, let's say 15, Excel is going to draw a winner based on that number. 15 equals Emily. Let's see if it's correct. Row 15th. Yeah, it's perfect. And if we change the winning number, let's say using the F9 key, 1, 2, 3, okay, here we go, 24. It's Julia. 24 is right here. It's working, guys. We can also increase the font size as well, just to make it match the rest of the layout. And as the winning ticket, we can do something very similar. We can use the index function, double click, 1, 2. As the array, now I want to use the ticket, so click on column B, comma, and as the row number, I want to use 24. Enter. And every time the winning number changes, the winner name, both winner name and also winning ticket changes as well. So Michael is the ticket number 15. If we go to the ticket 15, it's exactly Michael. And why did I select the whole column A and also the whole column B instead of only the range within the table? Because guys, if we select only the range within the table, it's not going to work properly because, think with me, right now we have the winning number that is 22. Imagine if we start counting the rows by the first cell selected. So here is going to be the first cell, so the first winning number, and then the second, the third, the fourth. If we count until the 22nd, it's going to be all the way down here. It makes no sense at all. Let me show you a different example. The first row we have is the row number 8. So this is actually not the first row, not the number 1, but the number 8. So this is why I'm selecting the whole column, because it's not possible to have the first row, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. We always gonna start with the row number 8, and this is the row number 8. So this is why we need to select the whole column and not just the range within the table. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and what we can do right now to, let's say I want to hide those extra calculation, I can select the E and F column, right click, go to hide, and that's it. Now we have a full Raffle template, and the drawing is working very well. What you can do, you just click, tap F9 key a couple of times, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's it. John Reed. This is the person that is winning the draw. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or any suggestions to the next videos, let me know, comment down below, and I see you in the next one.